Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Assassin's Creed Revelations. So, just as the game kind of told you you had done everything, they gave you all the Animus data fragment points. There's also a Hagia Sophia here to purchase, so I want to make sure I go and get that if I can get that. So, what I'm doing right now is trying to, one, not waste my time too much, and to waste some time because I need some more money to purchase the last couple of buildings. There was this fragment, and let's see. Catch that on the way down. So we're kind of waiting for the bank to refill, which is supposed to refill every 20 minutes. We'll see what happens. We're going to run around the map for the most part over in this corner and try and stay away from things. Here's that hidden tomb that has been inaccessible up until this point in the game. So we've hit the midpoint as far as the overworld is concerned. And honestly, it's not really the midpoint as far as the game as I would feel. I feel like we are much closer to the end. If you were just going to play the game and not get all the collectibles, you might have a punishing experience right now, because I suppose you can continue a lot of things I can't grab onto. Like all of this wall. How much of this wall can I not grab onto? Seems like I should have been able to climb any number of those other windows. Yeah, I guess you could just jump forward and do the menu story missions. Well, there's 56 of 100, so from that perspective, it's gonna take us a while, but not too long. The odds are not increasing any that will actually bother to do all of the challenges for the mercenaries. We do want to continue forward in the other elements, I assume. Well, I guess there really isn't too much else to do. It's just going to be Animus data fragments for an hour or so. The Assassin's Creed series is the exact series for why my channel is the way it is, why Complete is the way I make my footage. That didn't make any sense. Why I make all my footage as long plays complete from beginning to end coverage. If you were seeing a review of an Assassin's Creed game when it first came out, if this was the only video, you're only going to watch one video, and you watched a 10-minute, well, I guess X-Play might be one of the oldest and best examples of this, where they would spend no more than 10 minutes to cut down what could have been a written review of 500 words into a spoken review that is probably only about 300 words. It's so easy to skip all the elements that are boring. And inherently, this is eventually what we came out for a lot of the mainstream video game media, is that they don't actually play all the games to completion. And so what's the... I personally don't value a critic's opinion on a game if they didn't even bother to play the game. This is content that Ubisoft put in the game, and it's not content that you can make a very valid argument about as it to say that it's extra content. They clearly want 100% of players to play the Animus data fragments. They have improved it, certainly. Like, I would be hypercritical of the game if it didn't give us a map. I wouldn't particularly care about collecting the items then. But the double-edged sword of having your game have in-game maps, having it give you an in-game map when one, you either have 50 of the data fragments, or you get a best I can tell, the game also gives you a secondary map to all the treasure chests once you have a certain amount of money, or perhaps a certain number of data fragments too. Which, that's helpful if there were any more chests for me to collect, but in my instance I've already collected all the chests. The game still has tons of chests in them, and in the hidden locations there's more chests to collect, but for this city there's nothing more that can be done. When you start to make it your main goal to collect these data fragments, you start to feel the problem with the cities. It's been the consistent problem with Assassin's Creed cities from the first game. There's simply too much climbing upward and downward and up and down, up and down. You triple the distance that somebody potentially has to transverse just by having these multi-tiered designs. One, I guess, assumes that it's on top of this. And anytime you hit these towers that are clearly 4 times taller than most buildings, you enter the old Assassin's Creed 1 style of climbing with the puzzles, but that's kind of the only time you have this. I can't climb any higher. Now I can. It really is just a human combination lock, which I guess, since these climbing puzzles are the combination lock, I guess there's a good reason that there isn't a combination lock minigame. And I guess I do need to applaud this game for the hundreds of chests that I've collected. None of them have required me to do any lockpicking, which that would have wasted the player's time even more. But I am still upset that I have to hold the B button down to loot a chest. There's no reason to do that. We're in the 4th game of the series, and the quality of life improvements are just not there. It feels like a Windows 10 update. Instead of Windows, the operating system, getting better and more efficient and just being this utilitarian program that gets you to where you need to. It always makes sense. You're never confused. It never wastes your graphics processor or CPU processor. instead of doing that, almost all the Windows updates put a new spin on the art and dance around with new animations, and it's very unnecessary additions often. The most recent for me is the Fall Creators Update, and they changed MS Paint, which has been a program that I believe has been included in Windows since Windows 3.1, and has been a perfectly acceptable program and not needed any changes, really. They changed that to a program called Paint 3D, which looks like it's 90% similar to MS Paint, but makes 3D models for really no reason. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Where is this? It's over here. Very much in the same way, Assassin's Creed 4. Well, no, this is the 4th game, but it's not Assassin's Creed 4. Assassin's Creed Revelations just adds and changes things, and not to any like plan or 10-year concept. This series desperately needed a 10-year concept. Like, from the word go, everybody who would have touched the game would have said, we're in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, all the way up to 10. There should have been a timeline, a very rough timeline, of where the game was going, where the series is going, what elements they wanted generally in the programming, what elements they starchly did not want in their programming. I can heavily bet with some certainty that when they came out with Assassin's Creed 1, they had no desire to have multiplayer. I can heavily bet when they made Assassin's Creed 1, they were not for a second thinking that they were going to abandon Altair. It's just Altair wasn't really likable as a character, and that's really down to poor writing in the game's part and poor characterization of Altair. I would even be willing to bet that they did not plan to have another game with Ezio after Assassin's Creed 2. They just kind of flowed with it, and whatever worked. So the Templars are now making their way to take over Tripoli, it seems. I need to get back to a pigeon coop whenever I can find one. Let's make sure that there's not a data fragment in the crow's nest. We sort of confirmed, but we didn't 100% confirm whether running around in Eagle Vision would have shown these, but it doesn't matter. All you have to do is get 50 of them, and there's a very high chance you will get 50. Let's see. 50 animus data fragments. So I'm going to go this way and just hover towards this hidden tomb. This will give us a slight change of pace. Of course, as soon as we are done with it, like, every fall takes half my health. This will be the last DLC thing that I probably purchased through Uplay. This door was probably just not here originally in the game. I'll have to make sure that this is what location this is and what name it has, because it might have a chest or 3 to collect. The other DLC was a totally empty Vlad the Impaler mission set in a much darker setting outside than we had seen at any other point in the game. Even when it is nighttime in the open world, it's fine. Let's see. So, Hagia Sophia's secret, renowned for the best valor and courage, remnants of the Turkish assassin Ishka Pasha are buried in an underground tomb accessible through Hagia Sophia. So, complete this level within 6 minutes, and we need to go to the DNA and just look over here all the way to the right. Hidden chests. There's 3 hidden chests in Hagia Sophia. So here we go. This too feels like it's going to be a example of, let's see, I'm supposed to back eject. Wow, is that really the name you're gonna give it? Okay. Back eject again. And climb up here. This feels like running through that church again. Like everything you saw in Brotherhood seems like it's just coming back and getting done a second time. And then there was also in 2 a church that was really tall, and maybe we'll find some mechanics and maybe even a timer that moves things around. There's nothing here that really screams out as far as treasure chests. This whole area is completely empty. However, we're getting some sound effects that are kind of new and unique, which I'm surprised about that. They really feel very cheap as far as those sound effects. And here we're gonna do the ladder thing again. Is he gonna say the line? No, he doesn't say the annoying line where he goes, good, I can get back down now. He was saying that every single time in Assassin's Creed 2. Long jump, I guess we're going this way. I probably should just run around in eagle vision mode, but it looks so bad. There are games out there that just generally put an outline, a glimmer around items that are interactable. I don't know why those games, which are often like indie titles or at best AA quality games, I don't know why they can pull that off, and yet all the AAA creators of games seem to demand the ability to completely ruin the visuals that they're paying good money to have animators create to give you this. Like, sure, this is probably just a video effect, if I was to guess. Like, this is probably inverting most colors and putting a brightness on blue. I would not want to fall in this scenario. I still don't like the long jump with the B and the hook shot. They get rid of that in Assassin's Creed 3. It's for the better, honestly. Having to press A or hold down A to do a running jump, which is the experience I feel like I'm having, and then having to take your hand off that to press B doesn't feel right. Apparently I'm not supposed to go that way. Maybe I'm supposed to go this way. It seems a little unlikely I'm gonna find another ladder to save myself if I fall. If anything, we've hit a level of progress and height where I would kind of prefer to die if I fall. They're putting birds on the line so that we can clearly see where we're supposed to be hooking and swinging. There we had an animation where he lost his grip, which in Assassin's Creed 2 that would have been a full-on cutscene that somebody animated. There was budget definitely wasted in every game after 1. I would kind of argue that 1 does a pretty decent job of not wasting budget with cutscenes and animation. So we've opened up the floor with a switch, and by opening up the switch we can just now dive all the way into the water to this assassin tomb. Or might as well be the equivalent. By the way, the skull in the and I'm not going to get 100% synchronization, so forget it. Yep, failed. I could have made it, but I wanted to get 100% collectibles instead. The compass and the skull thing, not explained. Why it also exists before Ezio, it's kind of really weird, because you have Altair, and then apparently a whole bunch of stuff happened with the assassins in between Altair and Ezio that Ezio doesn't know about, and then kind of nothing happened after Ezio as far as you know up until this point, and as far as any of the future assassins know, because they don't have anything really cool to say. What did I get? Let's see, we got his armor. This dense armor is inlays of strong metal tough enough to deflect most bullets and projectiles. Multiplier player bonus unlocked. And here's a door to leave. At least this time you actually do leave. So this is a more finished puzzle that clearly would have been in Brotherhood or 2 if it was finished at the time. And you get the Uplay achievement, Holy Wisdom. I kind of wonder if maybe the timer stops when you're in these DLC tombs. I don't know why it would do that, but there is some weirdness where money just doesn't seem like it gets deposited in the bank fast enough. Like, I make an hour-long video. I don't think like every hour-long video I'm getting 3 or 4 deposits. And I guess we could do the Sophia memory just to keep things interesting. might as well, because if I don't do the Sophia memory, I'll just end up having to run to the next couple Animus data fragments anyways. So anytime we do any of these memories, where you end up at the end of them is a big question. And if there were more fast travel locations, it really wouldn't be a concern, but there aren't, to put it simply. And anytime you get on these peaks, you're not in a great position. I believe there might be an achievement for killing guards from a beam. Questionable whether I could really do that and not just cause an incident. Have to walk on the peak of this roof to make it to the top of the other roof. Somewhere here hiding is another fragment. Now we're at 65, so we're talking 35 to go. Nearly 1/3. And I imagine the Sophia memory is just going to her place and talking to her, and she'll tell me where a new location for another MyCF key is. Ran into a tree. There's actually considerably few trees in this game, or any of the games really. Considering, compare that to like Witcher 3 where there's forest everywhere.
One near Topkapi and the other in the Bayezid district.
Bayezid first. Topkapi will be a dead end.
Ah, see.
What do you make of this?
Oh, Ezio, incredibile. Early Coptic bindings, still in good shape.
So he's giving her the books, he's just keeping the keys.
This must be a 3rd century transcription of the original.
It's probably really dumb.
Sophia, what happened here?
And you get the feeling she's going to end up
once or twice
becoming the assassin's librarian.
They will find money. I do not keep much here, but this time they made off with a portrait of some value. It is a shame.
You keep working. I will find your painting.
Ezio, the thief could be anywhere by now.
If the thief came for money, but took a painting, he should be close by, eager to get rid of it.
Well, if you happen to find it within the next few hours, meet me by the aqueduct. I will be running errands.
So, am I just doing a cutscene, or am I starting a mission? I guess I'm starting a mission. So identify the painting at the bazaar. I don't really need to be in this mode quite yet, but so we sneak in the bazaar and stay.
Where is it, ladro? Confess!
I do not need to. I will just keep hitting you until you talk.
I found that painting. I mean, someone gave it to me.
Get your story straight before you lie to my face.
God help me!
He has much better things to do than answer your prayers.
And see, he's got like unique voice acting for this cutscene. Interesting.
I do not care how you
They should
got
have
the painting.
reused some of
Tell
those
me where
lines
it
of
is.
dialogue.
I sold it to a merchant in the bazaar. How else will I feed myself?
Next time, find a nicer way to be a canalla.
And see, they animated this cutscene. The question that I should have asked myself is, in that process, did I happen to walk by or miss any animus data fragments? I guess the answer is no. Just bumping everybody as they spawn.
I have a painting for them. If you are curious, a luminous portrait. You see how lifelike she looks? Her beauty shines through.
Oh, just buy the painting? Punch the guy? Press B to buy the painting. Alright, well, that's that mission. Yet another, just kind of short and uninteresting. Like, there's no twists, there's no shock, there's no Thieves Guild coming into play and saying, oh yeah, sorry we stole this. He wasn't authorized to do that. Or, oh, we didn't know that she was one of yours. We'll leave her alone going forward. The Thieves Guild should totally be involved right now.
It is a good likeness, don't you think?
I prefer the original.
Buffone. This was a gift from my father for my 28th birthday. I had to sit for Messer Albrecht Dürer for
28,
a full week.
wow.
Can you imagine
She
me
looks really
sitting
young to
still
be
for 7 days doing
over
nothing?
28.
I cannot.
Una tortura. So, I found you another book location. And it
Where,
is
on
not
the other
far
hand,
from here,
Ezio
actually.
looks like he could clearly
Grazie.
be in his mid-40s.
Ezio, what is this all about? You are not a scholar, that much is clear. Do you work for the church?
Not the church, no. But I am a teacher, of a kind. I will explain one day, Sophia. When I can.
Okay. Well, this puts us in an interesting spot because we could skip over here and sell some more money, sell some more items. And that's probably our best bet. Is go back to the bomb maker, sell our items one more time. We have a considerable amount right now. And I've said one more time several times, but who's to really say what the true number will be?
Now, I am not fooling around. Why do I think I know that?
I guess I also benefit from if I
Most unusual.
being able to send my assassins on more missions. While I'm here, let's go ahead and I actually can't heal myself in this area. Either that or I am out of health medicine. So Mediterranean defense. There's a couple of ones that are being attacked. Send out all of those guys. And Tripoli needs some people too. So we'll send out a couple of those guys. Go ahead and open all of this. We're at 23,000, 24,000 right now. We come over here, sell all the fuse shells with the X button. I guess I could have been doing this the whole time. It's just that the menus don't make the most sense. I'm wondering if I can get up to 60,000. If I can, then that opens up the door to us not needing to really run around to get all of the data fragments as a way of wasting time, and it just means I want to get all the data fragments because I want to get them all. I got 4 ingredients from the bomb box. That seemed a little weird. Yes, we're up to 80,000. That should cover us for the rest of the game. And this time I didn't get any ingredients. Interesting. So did I perhaps finish this quest? No, I haven't. I still would have to kind of go in the test mode, I think, to get all of those quests done. Now I could heal myself. I wonder why it wouldn't let me heal myself right before. It's probably for the best to go here, take all these data fragments around the outer edges. It'll be a slightly longer journey.
Someone should teach you a little respect.
Trying to run around these people in the bazaar in particular is rather difficult. Remember, there is an achievement, or not an achievement, but a challenge to run for 300 meters unstopped. I don't know particularly if I could pull that off, but we can try. You have to pretty much just not run into people. Well, that probably discounts that. I find it odd that they're still translating it to God. In the first game, they did explain that the Animus was translating some things and not some others. So every now and then you'd get a cuss word or some other key phrase in Italian with Ezio. But I think they'd be saying Allah. And any assassinations I can do while I'm over here. Apparently I missed the gym. Still trying to kill a certain number of people while sliding on a
Total disrespect for propriety.
zip line. Here we have a locked den. I believe all the dens are now locked. No, this one isn't. And so that may also just be a case where the game doesn't want you to be able to lock all the dens for some storyline reason. Like, it certainly would make sense if the Janissary, who is the bad guys, I suppose, of this game, they seem like they're the bad guys instead of the Templars. The Templars barely seem like they even have much of any influence or plan for this area. But yeah, it would make sense if the Janissary attacked all the Assassin's Den and took them all over, and you had to go free them or defend them or something. Some special action.
Business.
Let's see. I hired some thieves. Can I get them to... There we go. There we go. Double assassinate. Oops. There was a double assassinate on civilians. And smoke decoy. Smoke decoy didn't work at all. How about this? Right. Let's just step back, press this, step back, press this. There we go. Couple of medicine.
You will rot in hell, disturbing the dead like that.
Get some more throwing knives. Ah, seriously. Alright, where are we now? That was a major distraction.
I have done nothing wrong, I swear.
I'm not part of this.
Do you know what that
Maybe we'll place some more tripwire mines in places where guards are surely likely to be. It's kind of questionable how far away I could get away from a tripwire mine and it's still triggered. I seriously doubt if I set one up and then walk to the other side of the map, it would still trip. Right, 70 now. We now have conveniently 70% of all of them collected. Let's see. I have 4 more parachutes. I like these parachute elements, they just don't do anything. When it was first introduced in 2, or maybe it was introduced in Brotherhood, it's hard to keep in my head straight as far as what was introduced when. The idea sounded very appealing. However, in all honesty, it didn't accomplish anything.
If you need aid, you are welcome here.
And you can kill as many civilians as you want, as long as you space out the time. You just get that one little glitch. None of these slide things actually take you above people. That's the problem. It's like I couldn't assassinate anybody even if I wanted to. I'm moving incredibly slow because I didn't start with much speed, I assume.
Allowed up here, please. Hey, that wouldn't happen to be.
These guys are still following me, but oops. That looked like a place where I could grab. Let's instead try to jump over here. Suppose we can interact with this. Skip messages. Mediterranean defense. I don't think anything's actually under any dispute right now. 100% up for this mission. So once that assassin is done, they should be a master assassin. Collect some more bomb parts. I wish instead of going into it that you could tap B to loot well, I mean, they could have a different button for interact than loot. Certainly that would help. You can air assassinate a couple people. Or I can just do that. 72 now. It's gonna be kind of short work. There's a Sophia memory and a building to purchase. I suppose we should. We might want to just dance around the Sophia memory.
I am here, Kardesh.
There you go. So I think I got at least one challenge done there, maybe not both. This is the aqueduct that she mentioned earlier, which is not where you met up with her, by the way. So she probably thinks you're a little creepy stalker, since you just keep bumping into her. Although I guess maybe in the old days of this day and age, that's not really a big issue, or something people would think about. Constantinople is now 100% rebuilt, and what can we say or do? It's like, I think my awareness just skyrocketed. So how would this work? We go to get this one's the next one. We go here, we go here, we go here, we go here, we jump back here, we get these couple, we work our way around, and we get everything else. Well, that for the most part works, except for this top island, but that works good enough for me. It feels like there's probably another hour of gameplay just to collect these. In this area particularly, we may run into some challenges, although we may find that it's actually kind of easy.
Madness lurks everywhere, I suppose.
So we need a level of height, which I think means they wanted us to go about in a roundabout way. Actually, nice pathing design here to curve the puzzle around. Ingredients earned. Templars have launched more attacks in the Mediterranean stuff. I now have 70,000 gold in my bank. If it takes me another 20 minutes to get to the bank, I take everything out. At that point, I think I can purchase everything. As far as what's in the armory or the blacksmiths. Let's just go and drop that in. And purchasing all those weapons and things will just, I suppose, help us fill out our obsessive need to do everything in the game. No, my obsessive need. I'm not going to put that on my viewers. Although it might say something about my viewers that if you're watching all of this with bated breath, I suppose it probably says my viewers are smarter than me, however, because at least they got somebody else to do the work. All the finger blistering holding of the right trigger. Well, it's not blistering, but it's cramping, certainly. To hold the right trigger down at all times. So you can move as fast as possible. Yeah, honestly, even from the very first game, you realize that the movement speed's too slow. It really, really is. It never gets good. You get on, even when you had the horse, which by far I would say the horse increased your movement speed the most so far. It's still too slow. Even fast traveling is too slow because of the loading that goes alongside with it. And we're never going to use those hide points. We really never use those at all. Not even in one. Like, every now and then you'd have to jump into whatever those buildings are even supposed to represent. At this level, I suppose you are intentionally getting pushed to the top of buildings, but I'm still very possibly gonna get shot at. Doesn't really matter. If anything, I should let them shoot at me, because they said that the armor I'm wearing deflects bullets, and that would be an interesting experiment to make sure it actually does, because I also wouldn't be surprised if it only sometimes deflects bullets. This game is also a bit of a CPU killer. It runs my CPU fan and GPU fan, best as I can tell, at maximum. And for what is a 9-year-old game, it's a little inexcusable. Like, nobody's really gonna complain if your computer is running at its maximum, as long as your computer isn't built in such a way that it's super noisy anyways. Let's see what happens when this guy shoots me. Nope, still hurt me. So that was a lie. about the armor deflecting bullets.
All of them.
You could see why they would want to introduce some kind of armor that could deflect bullets, though. That helps fix the problem with having Assassin's Creed in the modern time. And in a weird way, an Assassin's Creed in modern time, like, which is what Watch Dogs 1 is supposed to be, so pretty much, that's a different experience than what you would have in 2018. A pretty drastically different experience. We thought modern time and future would be all hackery and just generally the world of 2009, and in the past decade lots of things have changed. You would clearly have the assassins just labeled as terrorists. You'd clearly have the Templars, if they can get away with it, come out as some private military contractor. The Templars would very possibly and very easily succeed at all their plans. Still nobody to jump down and assassinate. I don't know if I actually need to do that anymore. And once you get to the ending, what is probably the worst ending of a game ever in Assassin's Creed 3, and the way that story kind of wraps up and also kind of doesn't wrap up. What's this guy? What's he doing? Is he working on the wall or is he hitting the guy? I think he's just irritating the guy. Wow. Here, quit irritating that guy. That's some strangeness. Just two animated people put next to each other. Alright. I need to get to the top of this tower, which will be a little awkward. This is an assassin's tower, so I've already been up this tower at least once or twice, and I guess I just didn't see it, which is fair enough. I mean, it's pretty easy to miss. I have a compass at the top. Next location is here, so let's see if we can jump and parachute. Nope. Only a couple more.
To collaborate with the stewards of Byzantium.
See, I feel like I'm at double awareness that they've introduced the concept of Templar willingness being 200% instead of a maximum 100%. Ah, gee, that was just there. I guess easy enough to miss since there was something hiding both sides of it. Only a few more. And then the last few fragments are in the other area. That area we have not been shown or indicated even exists yet, but unless I'm totally misremembering, I'm fairly certain does exist. 81, 19 more data fragments to go. So where are we? We have this, this, this. That's 3, which leaves 16. This, this, and this. That's another 3. That leaves 13 data fragments. And then one just straggler we have here. As far as Constantinople, like, I don't think we need landmarks anymore. And let's see. Empty faction buildings, we don't want those on. What else is getting marked still? Banks, blacksmiths might be something to go to next. Doctors. So we should go to the bank and get some money out next recording. Get these last 3. Do the Sophia memory, and then maybe make a fast travel to this Animus data fragment, then fast travel to here, or we could also fast travel here. Well, actually, you can fast travel here, then fast travel there, and get the last couple that are available in this overworld. Let's see, we are on sequence 5. There's 3 more memories, so we're safe. We've done the 2 secret locations. Now, we've done all the recruit assassins. We are waiting for one thing or another to unlock the final master assassin. We've done the faction HQs. We've done all the books. We've done all of the bomb missions. Challenges wise, let's see. Call assassins on targets 3 more times. We already have the signal charge increase, and we will have the faction weapon as soon as we have that next master assassin. So we could get all these challenges. In fact, it's kind of unlikely we won't. But mercenaries, we still need to hire 1 more set of mercenaries, destroy scaffolding by throwing 4 more people in it, kill enemies with a thrown weapon, which we haven't even purchased or used thrown weapons, disarm a guard and kill it with its own weapon 3 more times, kill 7 more Byzantine Almagallers, hook and throws 6 more times. We need 8 more combo kill streaks of at least 5 kills, and 4 more Janissaries killed. Highly unlikely we'd get those all done. We need Romani's purchase 1 more time. Evade using stealth 5 more times. We could try and get that, but not likely. Crossbow, we need to purchase a crossbow. We already have the Romani faction ability. Kill guards using bombs without being spotted 2 more times. Assassinate from blind spot 1 more time. Kill 3 enemies dazed by a smoke bomb before it dissipates. I guess that's the thing I was trying to do and didn't realize what I was supposed to be doing. Thieves Guild 2 more times on that. Sprint uninterrupted for 300 meters. Seems unlikely that would ever happen. I'm kind of in the area because that section in the lower left hand part of the map is kind of open farmland. So if there was any place to run around for 300 meters, that might be the place, but maybe you can't run in a circle. Maybe you actually have to run from the beginning to the end for 300 meters. Steal money with counter still don't know how to do that. Dive of at least 30 meters. We've tried to do that a few times. That hasn't worked, and it seems like it should have. Kill a guard with thrown knives 18 more times. That's not going to happen. And 6 more zipline assassinations. That's not going to happen. We could get all these bomb things done if we go into test mode and it lets us do that. I just don't know if that's really worth our time. I suppose if we kill the guard incapacitated with a bomb 22 more times and used all the bombs 13 more times, then I could use every bomb twice in test mode easily. Where are we on sync? The game says we're at 60% sync. We are wearing not the armor of the Master Assassin, which very possibly it's not as good quite. We still have some locked things, definitely. Items. We have 2 of the 3 keys, 81 of the Animus fragments, all of these memoir pages. So no more of that. We still have an outfit to unlock. I assume getting all the data fragment gets us the final outfit. And let's see, database, locations. Have we seen all the locations? I wouldn't be surprised if actually we haven't. Nope. There's still 2 that aren't mentioned. Let's see. And let's see. Swimming. Low profile. Secondary weapon. Y not used. X not used. B not used. A dive to swim under. High profile. X and Y, and B not used. A to enter a forward crawl. So maybe when I dive I need to take my hand off the right trigger, because that's when that happens. Let's see, money indicator. The puppeteer is the heads up device. Heads up display element in the upper right corner indicates based on context the actions that will be performed with each button. Yes, they've really not used that as much. Let's see. I'm scrolling down here to see. Let's see, while we're playing memory, you can activate cheats previously unlocked by completing sequences at 100% synchronization. If you see a Uplay notification while playing, it means you've performed a Uplay specific action. Let's see. I don't see something here that clearly is labeled as how to steal. Press B to gently push people aside, hold to loot a chest or dead body, tap next to a weapon or dead body to pick it up. While standing next to an interactive option, press and tap it to interact. Hold A in, this is low profile, to walk faster and pocket NPCs while next to them. So A works in low profile. High profile. Tap B to grab an enemy while running, tap to tackle somebody, or hold or knock civilians out of the way. Hold to a treasure chest, tap to pick up a body when standing next to an area. A, tap to jump, hold while moving to free run. There's nothing here about a reverse theft. And here's the story in case you ever wanted to read it. Like, yeah, there's nothing here about reverse stealing things. In fact, there's kind of a lot of stuff here that's not getting mentioned. So yeah, we'll probably never get that achievement, that challenge done. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.